Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Around the Ropes for this Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Yes, guys, I'm sorry we are running a little bit late tonight. Had some minor things come up, more like I had a late dinner, but we are here set to talk all things pro wrestling with you and so much more. Hang on one second here. Guys, like I said, we got a lot of stuff for you guys tonight. A lot of fallout tonight, and I want to get because we'll be joined by Jay in a few minutes. So I want to kind of get his thoughts, especially coming off the heels of what we saw at Wrestledream. I know last week we didn't talk about Wrestledream, well, because we are who we are. So we're going to definitely get into that. We have, like I said, we have so much to get to tonight. We also have the fallout from the Dynasty show as the Dynasty made their return this past Saturday to Empire Live up in Albany, New York. And guys, I'm going to be straightforward right now. I know this is not usually normal for me to do. I have the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I hate to say it, but there is more ugly in the show than good. And I want to preface it with, this isn't me trying to be a douche, okay? This is not me trying to be an asshole or anything like that. This is just me saying how it is and saying, what truly happened. Because everybody who was there is going to sit there and say, oh, this was the greatest show ever. Yes, there was some good moments. I will not take that away from it. But there was also some that I was kind of scratching my head on a little bit. A few of them was from the storytelling perspective. A few of them, it just felt, like I said, it felt kind of weird. So we'll definitely get into that. We'll look ahead as Battleground makes its triumphant return to the 2300 Arena this coming Saturday. And as we saw this week, Around the Ropes will be there live from the BCW meet and greet, hosted by moi, yours truly. Come by, I'll sign stuff, take pictures, the whole 9 freaking yards. So again, guys, we got that coming up for you. And then, like I said, as soon as Jay gets in here, which should be any second now, then we'll get into what we saw with the Wrestledream and all that. And because, again, like I said, if you are watching the show tonight, I do appreciate it. You can follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and so much more. If we're going to talk independence here, I do want to give a shout out to ACW, which is Awesome Championship Wrestling, which is, yes, David, the ECW Arena. Yep. I will be there live this Saturday, which I'll get into that a little bit later. ACW had a show this past Saturday up in Poughkeepsie, New York. And like I said, great show. Loved it, the whole 9 yards. Hang tight 1 second here. Oh, there's guys. Oh, I like the shirt. Want to bring back to the show. You know him, you love him. All the way from lovely Queens, New York.
Queens, New York. Where it's live. John, you got a haircut. Oh my God. You look different, bro. How you been tonight?
I'm doing great. As you can tell, no more cough.
I know it's all gone. It only took a good 2 weeks.
Yeah, but how you been? First of all, I like your shirt.
Thank you. Wanted to wear something retro, something original, something great. That's what I'm wearing because I feel great tonight. I feel great.
But we got a lot of stuff to get to. We have
Sure
full
do.
Wrestledream. And I don't want to stay too long on it because we don't have an entire show that can go till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Gotcha.
But I want to talk to you about the main event with what we saw with Moxley and Darby Allin.
Gotcha.
With the spot with the fish tank.
The fish tank.
Do you think that spot went too far?
I think a lot of spots went too far. I think the cocktail on fire kind of went too far. I think the flamethrower went a little too far. I think the aquarium went a little too far. I think a lot of things went too far. And you know what? I don't know about everybody. I have children, okay? I have a 6-year-old. I have a stepson. Well, he's grown now, but did take care of him when he was young. And he was at 12 and he was watching stuff like this. And it's not good for children. We may find it cool, but honestly, this wasn't cool to me. I mean, I love Extreme. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But this wasn't Extreme to me. This was just silly. This is silly. Why is there an aquarium in the ring?
Well,
does that make sense to anybody?
No. My bigger question I bring up is you start this whole Death Riders thing with the hopes of rising up some of the younger guys, the guys like Darby Allin's, the Orange Cassidy's. Okay, great. Why? And this is what I don't understand. The two guys who have taken Death Riders to the brink is Adam Copeland, formerly known as Edge, and Grandpa Sting.
Grandpa.
What are we doing here that we had to have Sting, of all people, show up? I thought he retired.
You know what's crazy? That everybody was saying Moxley quit. I didn't even hear it. Just saw the referee say, that's it, it's over. I was like, I thought the point of I quit matches was to hear it. I never heard Moxley say I quit.
They're going to start calling it the St. Louis screw job.
Well, can we also say that AEW got screwed if we're going to talk about screw jobs? Let's just talk about the facts. They were in St. Louis this show. Problems. They had some regulations against AEW. One, you couldn't bleed. The only thing we saw was that blood capsule that Darby Allin decided to take in his mouth to sell the beginning of the match with his teeth. And number two, there was no crowd brawling. You did not see one match that had any crowd brawling at all. I thought the Hurt Syndicate versus Ricochet and Gates of Agony match should have been crowd brawling all the way. We did not see that. Why? It's this simple. St. Louis sucks. It sucks. Because you know what? It took the different variations of each match. So I felt like I was just watching match after match with nothing different in between, nothing to spice it up. It was just a bunch of silly stuff. And some matches, actually, it went a little too long to me. If you would ask me.
I'll be honest. I thought the whole pay-per-view itself went way too long.
Yeah, and I think, and you know, John, I think we spoke about this. It is long, okay? I heard this thing ended around 12:31. I mean, I did not watch this live, but wouldn't it make sense for AEW to put it in the afternoon after the success they had before this and All Out in Toronto?
Yeah, you know, that's called common sense, which doesn't exist.
And they have all the tools right there in front of them. The only thing I'm not getting is, what the hell are we doing? There's just some things we're doing that it's right in front of our face, but we don't utilize it. We just do dumb stuff like put aquariums in matches, and we think it's cool. My kid is watching this. For what? My kid is supposed to now take some other kid in school and just put his face in a fish tank or whatever?
I mean, the one person I give a lot, I get what you're saying. The one person I give a lot of credit for is Renee Paquette, who on 0 Hour basically ripped John Moxley a new one.
But he doesn't follow it. And that's the problem.
Because
I'm not bad mouthing John Moxley. I think he's doing a great job carrying the brand on his back. But well, come on, let's face it. How much silly stuff can we do? Can we go? Like,
it's ridiculous. The whole thing with that match. I mean, yes, I'm glad that was the main event. I would have been pissed off because you have to remember that was, I think, the first match announced. for Wrestledream. And let's be honest, the Death Riders have basically been the number one story in AEW since they started.
Probably the only story that's going that they got. It's sad to say, but it's true.
No, I completely agree. And I'm actually about to pull up the rest of the carders because I just want to go over some of the other matches.
Go ahead.
But when you look at, when you look at this thing overall with the Death Riders, I have not been a fan of them since they started because they haven't presented the reason why I should be interested.
Because they're just this bad group that does whatever they want to do and they don't follow the rules. And a lot of people like maybe you, me, and some other people out there, people that hate their jobs or whatever, they don't want to follow rules either. And they love that. And that's why he has such a big draw to him. But there comes to a point when you have a big draw and when you're creative. I don't think creatively he's good in building matches. I think some of this is his silly idea. I don't see Darby Allin saying to Moxley, you know what? I think we should put an aquarium in the middle of the ring and you just take my head and just put it in there. And I'll just kind of like sell and spit water out like it's really getting to me. I don't think Darby Allin would be that dumb to think of that.
Over in the comment section here, David chimes in with saying, Tony Khan needs to man up a reign in the over-the-top creative a little. And then he goes,
"We got to man up."
Yeah, he
has the tools.
I think the other problem is he does way too much. People forget. Not only does Tony Khan run AEW and does creative for AEW, he does creative for Ring of Honor too. Then, in addition to that, he works for the Fulton soccer team. I don't remember their name.
I don't know either, but I know what you're talking about.
And it's with the stuff with the Jaguars. So I remember back when you had Dark and, all the other shows, I think that, and what I don't understand, like I said, we'll go over the card here in a second, you have a lot of guys in that locker room who have the mindset for this industry. That's insane.
And this is why I'm watching NXT and I'm watching fresh, young talent not being utilized. And I don't want to hear that crap. Well, they're on TV. They're this. They're cutting backstage segments. Doesn't mean they're being utilized right.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I'm seeing it tonight. And I'm seeing it tonight with Leon Slayer and Javon Evans. That's what I'm seeing tonight. That's what I'm watching right now.
Here's the funny part about this card. Overall, you had 13 matches on this card.
Why?
But here's the funny part, though. You had 4 pre-show matches. Now, explain something to me here. Jay, you've been a wrestling fan now for a while, correct?
Say that again. I think you kind of broke up when you were...
You've been a wrestling fan for a while, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And in the years growing up when Vince was running WWE, okay, you would never see 4 pre-show matches if it wasn't a big pay-per-view. If it wasn't a WrestleMania, a SummerSlam, a Rumble, or Survivor Series.
And if you were to see something like that, it was called Sunday Night Heat. You will get that last hour before the pay-per-view starts on your cable.
It's insane. But let me get to the comments here from David, and then we'll get into the card. He goes, lost count how many times I've said he's no booker, he's a glorified. Yeah, I've saying that since day one of the show.
I completely agree, but here's the twist. This is the two side that I'm seeing it. I still have him as Booker of the Year for this year. If I were to choose right now, it would be Tony Khan.
Over Hunter?
Yes, sir. This year. What I've seen so far, the numbers, the deal with Max, everything, the booking, the matches. You cannot tell me that Adam Page's story was not really good and that did not bring AEW to new heights when he took out the belt with the briefcase. That was a moment for them. Tony Storm carried that company. He booked some great matches, some great stories, but now he has failed us a little bit. Now we're backtracking.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying, and but let's get into the card. First of all, as much as I want to crap on Tony Khan for his booking, the one thing I did like was with FTR and Jet Speed, how first of all, phenomenal match. The two of
Yes.
them. But what I liked though is that it didn't become the typical match of, oh well, you have 8 minutes until the top of the hour. You know the match could be 7 minutes. They went into the first, like the pyros were going off as the match was still going on.
And the FTR shouldn't be treated like that.
No, but I like though how they made it not so obvious with that. I'll give them their credit on that.
They do the right little things. You just got to catch it. Sometimes we get caught up with the silly stuff. We don't see the good.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, this is silly, the aquarium tank, but the Jurassic Park and Young Bucks really got me going.
Also on the pre-show, Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale defeated the Top Gods, which is apparently the team they're going now for Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford.
Why is Megan Bayne on a pre-show?
I've said this now for a while.
Oof.
She has the look. She has that look to her that it's like she should be the top of the card. Almost booked like China. Almost. Because, yes, she can beat the crap out of you, but she also has the looks. And what's the one comment that's been said for years about what sells? I'm not going to say the word on here because of the platform we're on, but if you know, you know.
I know. I just don't understand why we have some promising stars and we don't book them on the show.
Well, what I don't get is, we say that about Megan Bayne. Why is somebody like Harley Cameron or Will Nightingale?
Because they find her silly. They think of her as a R-Truth, but for women, that's what they think of her.
And then
honestly, and Harley Cameron, call me crazy, but she should be the one to dethrone Mercedes Moné. That will get the biggest pop going in AEW, probably in one of the history, because that would be a great ending. That would be like, holy crap, Harley Cameron.
We're going to get into Mercedes here in a second. We also had on the pre-show Eddie Kingston and Hook, who, by the way, people forget Eddie Kingston just came back at All Out. Which, again, I still think his whole return was done poorly.
And look what he's at now at the pre-show.
Yeah, and they're teaming him with Hook, which means eventually what's going to end up happening. The story for this has been written thousands of times already. Hook's going to turn on Eddie, or Eddie's going to turn on Hook. That's what this is leading to.
First of all, I don't think Eddie Kingston deserves the treatment by getting partnered with Hook. Let's face it, Hook can't talk a jab in his life. So what? Every time Hook is wants somebody, we have to have him pair with somebody that can actually talk, that can actually get over. Eddie Kingston could get over any day of the week, but we partner him with Hook now. Kidding me? What are we doing?
I think it's an 8-man tag team action as the Death Riders defeated the team of Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, Orange Cassidy, and Ishii. Now, explain to me why Ishii, of all people, is on the pre-show.
It's in this match. I guess he's a conglomerate. I don't get it.
But opening match, and this one was kind of a surprise to me. And again, I'm not going to say I go through opening match, we saw this, but Jamie Hayter and Thekla, I was surprised they didn't give Thekla the win here. A little bit.
Why is that?
Because she's she's a new, as we keep saying, as David said before, how Tony Khan is just a wrestling fan. He's a glorified fan with real life wrestling figures. Thekla's a new wrestling figure.
I think we could all go back and we could all agree when we talked about the triple threat with Tony Storm defending the belt and now Stanlander won it. I think we all said that Jamie Hayter needed the victory. She needs it more than anybody. So actually, I think she really needed this victory, and I had her. I think she needs it, man.
Yeah, she definitely does. But I'm surprised that Tony Khan actually went with the normal choice here.
You have to. I mean, then what do you think of Jamie Hayter? I mean, she could be really good. She had that momentum. It's just injuries got to her, man. Why not give it another chance?
No, I get that. We also had Jurassic Express, which is Jack Perry and Luchasaurus defeating the Young Bucks.
That to me was match of the night. I enjoyed it. It was, yes, it was a little too long for nothing, but it was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Over in the comment section here, David chimes in. He goes, "To me, Eddie Kingston is a bit like AEW Killer Cross, not in style, but has the talk is over and kind of has the goods, but AEW is just doing him dirty."
See? Why would you partner him with Hook? It's to get him where? There's no point. You just said it yourself, John. You're like, yeah, he just came back from injury about a year. Dude, he could talk. He could get over. He's done it before. I mean, who is the bad dude that we want to get Moxley beat up? It's Kingston. Put him with the Death Rider storyline. That'll get him way over.
That would make the most sense.
And it will get him over. The crowd will be behind Kingston, and Kingston knows how to talk trash on the mic.
Yeah.
Who can talk trash one-on-one with John Moxley? Kingston. We've seen it. It makes perfect sense.
But also, not only that, you can also make it. You could also, if you were to go back to what they had, I think it was 2 years ago, when they had that little feud.
Okay.
You can blur the lines with them.
But this is what I say. Like, AEW has all the tools. They just don't use it. They don't use it. It's right there in front of them.
Because
they just don't use it. They do something else.
Logic.
Let's partner him with Hook.
You want to talk about a guy, a parent I don't get, and that's this next match. The Hurt Syndicate taking on the Demand, which is Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Leona, also known as the Gates of Agony. Explain something to me with this. If you're a New Japan fan or an old school Ring of Honor fan, you know who the Gates of Agony are.
And you know this match will go all over the place.
Yeah. They are on the same level, Gates of Agony, as like Guerrillas of Destiny. That
or maybe the Righteous.
Yeah, or the Righteous even. But you're pairing them with Ricochet? Why?
I think that they truly have no plans for Ricochet. I think they don't know what to do with him.
And obviously the Hurt Syndicate won. And then all of a sudden we found out later on that now they have a title match tomorrow night on Dynamite against the Ops. Because, you know, logic.
And who's going to win? I don't know, because the Hurt Syndicate always kind of talk trash about how they don't want to put people over and work with them and stuff. So
I mean, am I happy the fact we're going to get Bobby Lashley and Samoa Joe in the ring together? As a singles match 5 years ago, that would have been great.
I think sometimes as fans, we just have to say that it's a little too old to have these dream matches we all been waiting for. I've been waiting for Pacquiao and Mayweather for the longest, and then when I finally got it, Pacquiao was just too damn old.
Then we had Kyle Fletcher retaining the AEW TNT title over Mark Briscoe. I mean, I'll say this much. I love the chemistry with these two.
Did you enjoy this match?
This match could have been simply a Dynamite match to me.
Okay. How do you enjoy Kyle Fletcher's performance in this match?
I mean, he's good. I'm not taking that away from him.
Okay.
And I like the fact that they're building him up in the sense of they're putting the TNT title on him first before. And I know that he already challenged before the AEW sickos come out against me. Yes, I'm aware that he already challenged for Hangman. Yeah, exactly. For Hangman Adam Page. But I think that would have been way too early. I think you give him a run with the TNT title. Similar, if you remember back in the day when WWE used to use the IC title as the launching pad for the World Heavyweight title.
Right.
I think what you do with your AEW is you take the TNT title, use that as a launching pad for the World Heavyweight title.
Okay, with the performance you see, this is my next question, okay? With the performance you saw from Kyle Fletcher and with the injuries that AEW has with Swerve and Ospreay, do you feel that they could pull the trigger right now to put him in that main event spot, even if he loses? He doesn't have to win the championship. Just can you see him be main eventing Full Gear and any other people?
Yeah, absolutely, I could.
So why they don't do it?
It's what have we been saying this entire pay-per-view?
Why?
I mean, Jay, you're asking the question, and I get the question you're asking.
Because it's right in front of their faces, and they do these other creative plans that I don't think make sense. Look, we've seen Kyle Fletcher what he could do with the TNT title. I think he could drop it. I'm cool with it. I'm really cool with it.
But what my thing is, though, I like the fact that they're using the TNT title for guys like the Kyle Fletchers, the Orange Cassidys, the guys who are not at that main event level, but with a good run, could be. But again, you said it before. You look at the fact that Swerve is out right now, Ospreay is out right now. We don't know what's going on with Kenny. Is like kind of iffy right now, to say the least. So right now, you have Hangman, and I know we'll get into it a little bit. What we saw with Hangman and Samoa Joe. But how long can you go with that as your main event?
That's why you need to build stars instead of building them in the pre-show. But that's what we do. We do pre-show dumb stuff with great stars like Megan Bain and FTR.
It's idiotic. It's ridiculous. It's funny.
But I will say that the Young Bucks Jurassic, that was match of the night for me.
Oh, I did like that match. David says here over in the comments, if TK used his head properly, he could use ROH as the launch pad like WWE with NXT. NXT is on fire right now.
On fire tonight.
I know next week we have Halloween Havoc coming up, which we'll get to that later on.
You're good.
But I mean, you look at but let me ask you this now: with the performance Kyle Fletcher has had, do you think he needs Don Callis?
I think he needs Don Callis. I say this because I think he still needs a mouthpiece. I think he still needs to work just a little bit. But I think he needs Don Callis for the title run. But I could see him dropping Don Callis after the first title reign. I could see that.
Well, my only thing with Don Callis is, I said this last week, and I'll still say this. It's coming off like NWO. If you remember NWO, if you remember NWO towards the end, it was, well, we don't have anything for this person. Well, let's just throw them with the NWO. Well, we have nothing for this guy. Oh, let's just put him with NWO.
Now, this is why I said my comment, because I did mention like last week, if you're the top star, you have to be out there on the mic for at least a good 15, 20 minutes. And I think that's hard for a lot of wrestlers. I think maybe some wrestlers can say that to us. But if you're the guy and the show's built around you, I just don't see Kyle right there excelling all those boxes for me.
No,
which is why I mean Don Callis.
I get that, trust me. But we're going to take a quick break right now. Coming out from this break, we have a lot more stuff to get to, including, was Mercedes Moné able to become 11 belt Moné and break Ultimo Dragon's record? You'll get our thoughts on that and so much more. Jay and I are just getting started right here on your On-The-Ropes Radio Show. We'll be right back right after this.
Their opponents' hopes like legends under the lights. In this arena.
are back live right here on the Around the Ropes Radio Show. Guys, keep the comments coming. I love the comments that are coming in.
Keep it coming.
Let's get to it right now. Mercedes Moné issued a challenge. And you guys have to watch the YouTube video because Jay just tried to do the CEO dance.
This is the guy version because I ain't doing all that. Guy version. All right?
And she issued an open challenge. And
Good challenge.
Mina Shirakawa, who at the time was the interim ROH Women's World Television Champion.
Correct.
Now, my question I bring up to you.
Yes, sir.
Do you think this was the right move? To have
No.
me answer the challenge?
No, because I do not know what the end game for Mercedes Moné's titles will do. Does that make sense in AEW? I don't know what the end game for all her titles would do for AEW.
Well, here's the funny thing, and I'm going to go through here in a second because I was listening to Busted Open this past weekend.
Oof.
And they brought it up. No, but they actually made a very valid point.
What they say.
I just want to pull up her title reigns right now because you look at her title reigns, other than the title that she has. All right, well, I can't get the actual titles here right now, but other than the ROH title and the AEW title, what is she actually doing? She ends up going to these independent companies, winning the title. She doesn't carry the belt on TV. First of all, you can't carry 11 belts. You know, not everybody's not going to have 12-foot arms. But now, if you're Tony Khan, you wouldn't want to pay her because, let's say, God forbid, she gets injured. And I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. But, like, for example, most of the titles she has are over in Europe.
Okay, so my deal is you're just basically on the same page with me. I'm gonna make it easier for everyone that doesn't understand that's watching. Okay, what is Mercedes Moné doing to independent wrestling? She's making it popular. She's making them over, right, by winning all these belts. What are the belts doing to AEW? Nothing. Do not know the end game. I don't think it's helping AEW whatsoever. And honestly, going back to your point with the ROH, you know, we had a comment for David earlier saying, hey, you know, ROH should be the launching pad like NXT is for WWE. You're absolutely right. But when we're giving it to someone that has no end game, what are we doing? We're devaluing. Ain't we, John? Ain't we devaluing ROH television title held by great champions?
Yeah, and that's
what I don't understand. I don't know what the end game for Mercedes Moné with all these titles do. Look, picture it like this. Look how she's booked. She's booked so strong that I could really see her beating Statlander, and I hope she does because I don't like Statlander. I think she's flat as a champion, but I respect her work. But with that being said, okay, you give her the belt, then what? What do we do with all these other belts? Do we actually see Mercedes Moné going to every indie show that she won the belt and dropping them? I don't see that.
Well, hold on. Just to piggyback off what you just said.
I do not see that.
But, Jay, just to go back off what you just said about, you know, with Chris not being, you know, that you don't like Chris as the champion. We were talking about this with the men's side, okay? You have to start building main eventers. You take away Tony Storm. Who is your main event of your women's division right now?
If I had to put, I will put Athena. I would put Athena as my top AEW person that I could present on Dynamite that has a great finisher and that actually could cut it on the mic. And I think her skills definitely improved. She progressed to AEW. And the fact that she has a little side partner, John. I don't know if you know her name. I can't remember right now. But you know who I'm talking about.
The Minion.
Yes. And that's her lackey. I think it works perfectly. Why would I not put Athena as that next person to take over Tony while either she's hurt or I just want Tony to take a break? Athena's perfect.
But I get what you're saying. But this goes back to the whole discussion we had before the break that you got to start building stars. And I get what you're saying with Athena. I just think Statlander hasn't been given that moment yet. And we're also forgetting Statlander has made history with winning that belt.
Absolutely.
She's the first women's champion to hold both the TBS title and the AEW women's title. So I get what you're saying. With her, I'm very curious to see where they go with her as the champion. Because if you remember, when she took the belt, the TBS title, she took it off of Jade after Jade had her Goldberg run.
And this is why I say Tony Khan is a good Booker of the Year, because look, you just said it yourself and how you set it up. The best thing right now, John, and everybody that's watching, was basically Tony Khan saying, you know what? We're going to partner you with Mercedes Moné. She needs someone like that. And you know what? It's going to make great TV, and this is sink or swim for Stan.
Yeah, well, hold on. Here's all the titles that she has right now, okay? She has obviously we know she's the AEW TBS champion, which she has held that belt since May 7th of 2024. So over a year now, almost 2 years. Next, she has the CMLL World Women's Championship, which she has held since August 4th. She's also the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's and Queen of the Southside Champion. She's the EWA Champion. She's the Chaotic Wrestling Women's Champion.
Chaotic. Wow.
She is the Primetime Wrestling Women's Champion. She is the Bestie, BESTY, Women's Champion. She's the Discovery Women's Scottish Women's Champion. She also has the Body Slam Women's Championship, and also has the Owen Hart trophy from winning the Owen Hart Cup tournament. And then obviously we found out last night, we found out at Wrestledream she has the ROH Women's title, and she also has the Winnipeg Pro Wrestling Women's Championship. Now, of all those belts I just announced, if we take out the ROH title and we take out the TBS title, I'm not including the Owen Hart because you don't defend that every week, every time. That's more like, it's the same thing. If you want to be technical, Braun Strowman's technically still the title holder of the greatest Royal Rumble from how many years ago?
Too many.
It's a prop, guys. That's all that belt is. But any of these titles, what do they? And here's the funny thing also. I'm just going to make this mention as well. If we go back up through every title she owns, it was in Mexico, the Tokyo Dome, Austria. She's only won 3 titles, it looks like here, in the States. Every other title has been in every other country. So now my question is this. What does that solve?
Nothing.
And
that's why I say there's no end game. What's the end game to all this? I just personally don't see her traveling overseas. All the belts she's collected, now she's gonna go all back to all those places and just lose everything. Like, what is the true end game for all this?
And that's what I don't understand. That's what I would love somebody to either comment here or tell me, because I'll be honest, yes, I think she's doing phenomenal work right now.
Oh, definitely Woman Wrestler of the Year for me.
Absolutely.
No.
Here's the thing, though. She's not doing it in AEW. Because remember we had this discussion.
She does it. I believe. I can't knock it, but she doesn't do it regularly. Can we all agree?
Yeah. But we had this discussion last week about with Mercedes. And I made the comment of when she came to AEW, she had the name value. But look what she's doing now.
Doing her best work.
And let's be honest. Eventually, because it always happens, eventually she's going to come back to WWE. Let's just call a spade a spade.
You know that I'm reading this comment we have here, John. I don't. I remember him as a collector, Austin Aries, but I don't remember. Did he really lose it? I can't
He
remember.
kind of just, I think, last I heard,
David, right? Or I don't know, man.
last I heard, he's doing commentary and doing some stuff with MLW now.
At least he's doing something, man.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, and then obviously we saw the title match. Hangman Adam Page defeated Samoa Joe, and then the Ops turned heel, which was, let's be honest, that was desperately needed.
That was good.
That was really good. My question now is, this is what I was trying to get at before. Where do you go from here now? Because of the fact that you really don't have, Swerves. We talked about it before. Swerves out, Osprey's out. Caddy, we're not too sure about right now. But
MJF
MJF is,
filming movies.
yeah, he's filming movies, which means you know where he's going to be in the next couple of years.
Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing. You know what he's doing? You ever saw that movie Silent Night, Deadly Night? The guy that was like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's doing the sequel.
He said, I was just asking because I'm not sure whether he lost them.
That's what I'm saying. I think he gave him up. I don't think he lost it. I think he gave it up.
I think what happened, again, I don't know for fact here, but everything came out about him.
Yeah, the controversy with
I
TNA
think,
Back to Glory.
I think it was more of a, they just kind of brushed it under the rug.
Yeah, and then he was kind of like making some comments too about wearing masks and stuff. If you remember that during the COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, but also did that Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't care what anybody say. I still love Brian Kendrick. Brian Kendrick was always good to me. I always watch a Brian Kendrick match.
Overall, and then I want to move on because we got a lot, we got some other stuff to get to. What grade would you give Wrestledream?
Six.
Oh, any specific reason?
6 out of 10. Because I think the Jurassic Express Young Bucks match was really good. Mm-hmm. You talked about how we liked I forgot, what is it? Jet Speed versus the FTR match?
Yeah.
That was really good too. So those are two matches. And I didn't mind the Jamie Hayter match. I thought that was good too. And I enjoyed, believe it or not, the Mercedes Moné match. I thought she did good too.
I would also agree with the 6 out of 10. I agree about the matches. The other thing I would also add is the fact of the pre-show match, what we were just talking about with FTR and Jet Speed, how it wasn't your predictable, there's 8, like I said before, there's not, it's 8 minutes to the top of the hour, the match will be done in 6 minutes or 7 minutes. They actually went over and I like that because it made it seem like, okay, great. These guys really don't like each other. And I like that, though, a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to shift gears here for 1 second because I want to talk a little bit about Dynasty. Dynasty had their return.
How was it?
My honest opinion, and with me, I'm being completely honest right now, and before we get to that, David has come in and goes, Jurassic Express needed to reunite. I completely agree.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, you go to independent wrestling.
Okay.
And again, I'm calling the segment, Jay, before you hopped in here, I'm calling the segment the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Almost similar to how Bully Ray does it sometimes with pay-per-views. And again, I'm not saying it to be a jackass. I'm just saying it as a truthful wrestling fan, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
There were some things in the show that I was kind of scratching my head on. Case in point, the main event was a 4-on-4 elimination match where the winning team gets $50,000.
Yes.
Now, what I didn't understand with that was, now normally in like the elimination type matches, even if you get eliminated, you still get, if your team wins, you get the winning prize. In this match, it was if you got eliminated, you were not included in the main event, in the winning of the money,
Okay.
which I thought was kind of off because I'm like, what's the point then?
Right.
Then
What else?
after that, it was 4. Like I said, it was supposed to be 4-on-4. Was the way the match was supposed to be set up. The good guys, it ended up being 4-on-3.
Okay.
But the thing is, there was no mention, like there was nothing told at the beginning of the show as to why the fourth member wasn't there. It was just, oh, well, he's not here. Unless I missed something on commentary, and if I did, I apologize.
Wow.
And again, obviously, the best one to ask that would be Billy, if she was here right now. You have to ask that question, but there was no mention. It was like, oh, all of a sudden the last guy comes out, and Leo, who we've had him on the show before, turns around and goes, "Yeah, I've just been told by management the fourth guy isn't here." No, sorry, no. You don't even do a say. And this is what, if they would have done something, even if it was pre-recorded, okay?
If it was pre-recorded.
And it would have been something where, he got attacked in like some back alley of Albany, and the doctor's team, something like that.
Something, a letter or something.
I know it's hokey. I know it's too WWE-esque. But you see my point, though?
I see it. It got you even coughing again. That's how bad it got you.
But also, they had a surprise because their main champion is the gentleman by the name of Black Rose. Phenomenal guy. He won the title over the summer. Prior to him winning it, there was another gentleman by the name of Johan Nahara who held the belt. Everybody called Johan out, including being on the show. Half the guys would constantly call Johan out.
Okay.
All of a sudden, Black Rose didn't get called out. And I'm sitting here, and I said it the entire week leading up to the show, I'm like, what the hell's going on here? We have a new champion, and nobody's calling his ass out yet? So all of a sudden he came out to the ring, and they basically had him go through 3 matches. The first match, they didn't even announce the guy. There was a guy who, I kid you not, went to Party City and got a cowboy costume.
Wow.
No name, nothing. So I was like, okay, fine. Then there was another guy who came in whose name was Connor O'Malley. Up-and-coming kid. I'm like, okay, they're going to give him a shot. Good, go for it. Nothing. I'm like, what are we doing? And then all of a sudden, there was the third guy. Now, if you're a fan of NWA, you've heard of this guy's name before. Rick Ball Legursky.
Yes, I've seen him one time.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, big boy, unless he got bigger.
Oh, no. He's a big boy. So he was the last opponent. And all of a sudden, Black Rose wins. All of a sudden, as we know in pro wrestling, when the lights go out, that means somebody's showing up. Now, what if I were to tell you that they had an undisputed member show up?
Why is it undisputed? Why is it called undisputed? Why is the member undisputed?
Bobby Fish.
That's why. Now we know why it's undisputed.
And because Black Rose in his last promo before the lights went out said something about how this is the undisputed era.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, no.
Now this makes sense to the photo that I saw you and Bobby take. Now it makes sense. You just put pieces together.
Also, Bobby Fish might be a future guest on Around the Ropes.
Oh yeah, Bobby's the man because he does MMA, so he ain't no like punk. He knows how to fight, man.
And what I don't understand is it wasn't announced that he was even going to be there. Now,
I like that.
There was an incident with this company, probably not a bad incident. They had booked Velveteen Dream. Yes. If you saw it on social media, you know. He wasn't advertised, nothing. Now, you could have kept it a secret that it was Bobby Fish, but still advertise saying, by the way, guys, you don't want to miss the show because a former WWE, current MLW superstar will be in the house. Because that could be so many guys. That could be Dijak. That could be Bishop Dyer. There was no inkling that it was him. And that's why I was sitting there on the way home, and I'm sitting there, I'm going, you could have announced that he was going to be there and probably gotten a few more people to come into the door.
All about the money. Money.
But the biggest thing I will say, the crowd seemed very dead.
Ugh.
I'm going to be straight up. I'm going to be straightforward.
May I ask this question? I'm afraid to ask. Is it okay?
Go right ahead.
How many people were there total?
Maybe 200.
Okay.
Strong. I mean, they had a pretty good
strong.
But it was kind of like I'm sitting there, I'm going, am I at a ballet or am I at a pro wrestling show?
That's not good.
But how many times have we seen that though in pro wrestling?
But the thing it is that it probably got you scratching your head for the fact that the way it was promoted to you and the way you took the $50,000 match and all that, that's why you were just like, what am I watching really?
Yeah,
this is not what I was promoted.
Then the best part was all of a sudden they do the main event and you have these two guys who won it on the same team and they turn on and like, well, we're going to add another match.
I don't know.
Instead of splitting the 50,000, we're going to have it that you two are going to take it on each other and whoever wins gets the 50,000.
It makes sense to you. It don't make to me.
So I'm saying, okay, fine. The match, great. All of a sudden, the other guy, his name is Captain Blackwell.
Blackwell
goes down on the ground, out cold. Okay. All of a sudden, the ref's going to 7. He's going to 8. Right. In the back of my mind, as the wrestling fan I am, I'm sitting there going, we're not going to do a count-out victory.
I like how you think, though. Love it, man.
Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. We're not going to do a count-out victory in the main event of a show. Yes, I found out that was not supposedly the finish that was supposed to happen.
Oh, man.
I will not reveal on here what actually happened. But I'm sitting there going, what the hell are we doing? I mean, like I said, overall, was it great to be back up there? Absolutely. It's great to be back up there. Great to be in that building again.
Yeah.
To see some great wrestling.
Yeah, great for wrestling too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal. Guys, go check out the Dynasty on YouTube.
Yeah.
The matches will be coming out, I think, soon. So you'll definitely get to see it. But yeah. I want to just shift gears here for a second because as I mentioned at the top of the show, we're actually around the ropes. We'll be at Battleground Championship Wrestling, the 2300 Arena.
Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny though, Jay? You want your laugh? I remember when this photo was taken of me. This was the guy who did it. Obviously, did it through ChatGPT. But I remember when this photo was taken.
When was it taken?
This was taken. God, it's actually funny. If this is what I think it is, this is taken at Immortal Championship Wrestling.
Immortal, wow.
Yeah.
Way back.
But yes, we will be there live this coming Saturday. We are part of the meet and greet, so you're definitely going to want to come by.
I like the photo just to the fact you look like an angry Met fan. Like, I can't believe it this season.
Somebody, a good friend of mine, said it perfectly. She said, I look like I'm about 30 years older in this photo.
We could also say, why is there a tank behind you?
Yeah, I don't kill.
What are your intentions with the tank?
But I just
Why
want
is
to go over
the-
the matches here. We're going to be seeing Layla Cross taking on Danny Moe for the number one contender spot for the BCW Women's Championship. Obviously, Danny was the original champion. She lost to Sammy Chaos. Sammy will not be at this show coming up. And Sammy basically handpicked this opponent, basically saying if she were to lose to Layla Cross, she will not get another shot at the title. Also, we will have, there we go. Yes, guys. This is not 1998 WCW. This is actually 2005. But your BCW World Champion Crowbar will be taking on Gang Garel in the King of the Damned. Now, I know that's.
And they will be rails used in the match by Crowbar.
Next, we also have in action Drake Younger. Yes, guys, that Drake Younger.
Right?
Who is your current BCW Philadelphia Street Fight Championship. Hold on, Jay, for 1 second. Taking on Shane Mercer. Now, you probably sit there going, who the heck is Shane Mercer? Now, Jay, actually go to your point because I'm going to pull up exactly his stats. But go on with what you were going to say.
No, I was going to say, like, just watching the picture of Drake, I'm like, it's still Drake. Still dangerous.
Let me put it to you this way. Shane Mercer is a guy that wrestling fans know. Because hold on.
Shane Mercer is the man.
Shane Mercer was good. Here we go. Finally got it up. He debuted in 2007.
7.
What do I remember him? Okay, I misspoke. I thought that was the same guy from Retribution.
Shane Mercer, yeah.
I think he was from Retribution.
The one with the hockey mask?
Yes.
Okay. Trying to think. Was it Shane Mercer?
He may have been Shane Thorne, I think. While we looked it up.
No, that kind of adds up, right?
Also in action.
I don't know. Shane Mercer.
Taking on, yes, guys, I am not kidding you with this. The Powers of Pain. We talk about teams from the 80s. You talk about the Powers of Pain. Also in action, Masada takes on Too Cold Scorpio. Now, last time Too Cold was supposed to be at the 2300 Arena, obviously we know he had some legal issues. So, again, it'll be great to see. Yeah. This one, I think, is going to be an insane match, to say the least.
Oh, this man's so booked for the next 2 weeks.
Matt Tremont, GCW fame, takes on Phil Insane in a Halloween House of Horrors match.
I got Phil.
I'm just curious to see what the hell's going to happen in this ring.
Tax and tables.
And then also, it was mentioned before, Alvin Alvarez, who's been on this incredible redemption run since the injury. It's not in this because it's the original one, but it got renamed as a number one contenders match for the BCW heavyweight title, as he will be taking on ECW legend himself, Danny Doran.
I'm watching this on Thriller. I'm definitely watching this.
Yes, this will be on Triller if you're not in the area. And also, I also would like to make another mention. There's a chance Around the Ropes pre-show might also be on Triller as well.
It's huge. I'm definitely watching.
Yes, this is, again, guys, this all goes. That's not the structure I wanted. This all goes down this Saturday live in the 2300 Arena. Start time 7:30. Obviously, we have the meet and greet and the Halloween party happening at 3. So if you're in the area, definitely come by. And mind you, also, it's free for the Halloween party.
Wow.
You do not need a ticket.
How great is that?
Like I said, I'm looking forward to this big time. Obviously, like Jay mentioned before, we then have the next week, we have Battle of the Borough 2.
So huge.
With the match, I'm very curious to see. Obviously, I was not at the last one of Team Savage versus Team Storms.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that one is going to be real fun. Then the following week, Around the Ropes makes its debut at a little building called the Starland Ballroom for a company called Fight Factory. You might have heard of them. Yeah, we're going to be doing a show from there. And then the following week, we'll be at GCW Dream On Fan Slam.
That's awesome.
That goes down on Saturday, November 22nd, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at the American Dream. Will definitely come on by. And then the Truth Thing will be at Thanksgiving at that point.
Pretty much.
That's how busy the show is now.
We should have a Thanksgiving special. Have some drinks, cut some turkey.
Well, here's the funny thing, Jay. We also have another thing that's going to be coming up through all of this. You just said it. You just said it.
I don't need to say it. Just let my fingers do
But for the people who are listening who did not see that, November 18th is the 4-year anniversary of this show.
Insane.
So
definitely bringing a bottle for that one.
Well, I'm also going to tell you right now, we're going to have a lot of surprise guests.
Oof.
A lot of people from the past days of Around the Ropes. So you don't know who you're going to see. You might see some people who you haven't heard from in a while, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And guys,
can't wait.
That's going to be a celebration.
And it's coming very, very soon.
We have 12 events before we get to that?
Very much. I mean, Battle of the Boroughs next week.
That's insane.
Right?
That is insane.
Halloween, Battle.
That's all that's going to be absolutely insane. That it's weird to think. It feels like yesterday we just had New Year's.
Yeah.
And we're now closing out 2025 soon. But, Jay, we're going to take another quick break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some TNA wrestling.
Oof. Let's see her.
Including the fact of there was an anniversary today. Something happened on this day 2 years ago. A name change happened. What was that name change?
I scratch my head.
Guys, we're listening to the Around the Ropes radio show. We'll be right back right after this.
Their opponents' hopes like legends under the lights. In this arena.
And we are back here live on the Unreal's radio show. I guess, Jay, you're starting to like that song now?
Yeah, I was like,
I know I mentioned that we were going to get some TNA talk, but I do want to make a... Wait, whoa.
what's that? What happened?
Apparently on NXT tonight, the Hardys walked into the Lake of Reincarnation and emerged as the Broken Hardys.
I got to see this for myself.
And that they announced that they will face Dark State for the NXT tag titles at NXT Halloween Havoc in a Broken Rules match. And will make Dark State obsolete.
Broken Rule match. I don't think we ever had that.
Nope. But I do want to make one more, thing with independent wrestling before we get into TNA. And that's, I should have mentioned this beforehand. I totally slipped my mind. Combination, which is a great company in Jersey, has a show coming up next Thursday, actually. Very weird for a Thursday show, but it is what it is. But we will have, I'm not going to go through the whole card, but we'll have a spotlight match. Also, the tag titles will be on the line as Stunning Law takes on the Psychotics, but the HOT is in uppercase letters.
Psychotics.
This one's going to be a good one. In triple threat action, Betty Blanco takes on Jay Alfredo, takes on, and this guy, I'm not kidding you, his name is Danger. Yep. Also, Daniel Alexander takes on Donovan. In women's action, Harleen Lopez takes on JC Storm. Sammy Chaos will be in action. She takes on D-Vibe.
Got a good card.
Ivy Malibu takes on Tiffany Avatar. And if you're a fan of independent wrestling, this match was supposed to happen back in March. But unfortunately, we all know what happened at the show in March. Darius Carter, who is your two-time BCW World Heavyweight Champion, the man has held the title for damn near over 1,000 days at this point, takes on, I think personally, one of his toughest opponents.
Who's that?
One half of Sent to Slaughter, Mr. Sean Donovan.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, we'll have Ruthie J taking on Notorious Mimi for the title.
Right.
And so much more. Guys, again, this all goes down next Thursday, October 30th, live from the Mecca, 106 Bergen Avenue. Doors open at 6. Bell time is at 7. If you're not in the area, you can watch it on Title Match Network. So, like I said, you got a lot of stuff coming up with that. A lot, and I've said this before. When it comes to independent wrestling, and Jay, I'll get your thoughts on this. With the ticket sale prices that we're seeing right now with WWE, if you have the opportunity to go, and I know a lot of people can't because of financial reasons, and I get it, trust me.
Yeah.
But if you have the opportunity to go to a VFW hall 20 minutes away and watch good wrestling and spend maybe $30,
maybe 40.
Maybe 40. Go. You're going to have an incredible experience. You're going to see the future stars of WWE. You're going to see guys and girls who, in due time, are going to be on TV. If they're that good, they're going to be on TV. But also, it's affordable. I mean, we see now with WWE, with ticket prices, it's insane. I mean, do you have $70,000 lying around for front row seats for WrestleMania 42 next year?
No. And the great thing about it is that the indie shows always make me feel like I'm part of the crowd compared to going to a Raw show or SmackDown when, yeah, I'm part of the crowd, but I truly don't feel it. I feel more when I'm at an indie show because I'm right there. They can hear me and they can see me.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's hard to be seen when there's 13,000 people in MSG. Like, where are you at, John? Where's Jay? Where's Ray? Can't see nobody.
I'll go a step further, especially with Battle of the Borough coming up. There is one person I'm very much looking forward to seeing.
There's a lot. There's a lot I want to see.
Well, other than actually getting a chance to see you, um, Doctor Sleep.
Yes, I spoke with Dr. Sleep last night and he put me to sleep. But he was great. He's a great man. I know you and him had some differences in the past, which I hope doesn't come up at all. I hope everything is in good water, which I know it is. So we have a
Well, also he's going to be a guest on the show at some
yes,
point in November.
great.
Yeah,
Love to talk to him again. Hey, listen, he's a great guy. I spoke to him yesterday. Great guy. Knows what he wants out of the business. Puts his passion, puts his dedication, puts his motivation in. I can't say nothing but great things about Anthony Gargone, aka Dr. Sleep.
absolutely. And quickly with WWE, because it totally slipped my mind until now, the Vision, or whatever you want to call them now.
Okay.
Do you think the trigger got pulled way too early on Seth Rollins and that whole turn?
I think it got rushed, but it's also it's also something we wanted to see. I know that may not make sense, but let me make it a little more clearer what I mean.
Go right ahead.
We always talk about that division every time they're at a PLE event. When Bronson first fought Roman, he lost. We always said that, damn, Seth is getting all the wins, but the Vision's really not getting nothing. They're losing in tag matches, they're losing in singles matches on the biggest stage in PLEs. And then we finally get the wins, and then this happens. It happened for a reason, folks. Seth Rollins is injured. We all heard it last night. Yes, his trigger's been pulled way too early, but it's also a thing what we wanted to see. We wanted to see the Vision up close and personal. We haven't been getting that, John. What we've been getting is Monday Night Raw build around Seth Rollins, which we all know the secret is behind Braun, but we always see is Seth Rollins, and he was always the front man, and the both Bronsons were in the back. So I'm happy they're getting their shine. I love how they came in last night to Monday Night Raw. You know, it looked right. Braun holding the title, it looked great. I mean, geez, but obviously, yes, it's been rushed, but I think it's effective because you need to present these guys as your so-called future up close to the spotlight.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And it'll be nice to see Paul Heyman work with two guys who aren't established yet, who aren't, it's not like he's working with a Brock Lesnar or a Roman or a Seth. These are two guys that he can build up.
Can I say this for what you saw last night? Do you feel that Seth Rollins' injury is maybe not a curse, but it's a blessing?
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. And I say that for this reason. If he would, I know there's been rumblings that they were going to be adding Austin Theory. I've been hearing those rumblings for the longest time. Now, when I think the best way I look at it is this: when you look at what Seth has been saying the last couple of weeks, the seeds were planted. We talked about it last week when he kept saying, when he made the comment about, I never needed any of you guys. And you kind of saw that look in Braun's face. To me, that's kind of, that's the thing. I want to get back to the comments here for a second because David chimes in here and goes, in this unfortunate situation with Seth Rollins, I have personally put the belt on LA Knight for the time being and let him be a fill-in champ for a short while. I agree with everything except for a short while. Let him be a champ. the guy has proven himself.
Yeah, I love the comment, by the way.
I love the comment too, but I just think, like I said, I agree with everything except for the last part.
Yeah, I could see that.
But let's get into the stuff with TNA quickly. I kind of teased beforehand, and I said, 2 years ago today there was a name change. Do you remember what that name change was?
Total nonstop action.
It was 2 years ago today that Impact Wrestling announced the official return of TNA at the end of Bound for Glory.
So I got the wrong one then.
But realistically, I think you want to talk about a blessing in disguise. I think you look at that. I think the fact that they went back to TNA really propelled them in the right direction, I feel.
Yes, because it made a statement of the wrestling as a whole in their foundation. But I mean, how can we move forward when we don't have a show every Thursday?
No,
Especially coming off the biggest show, your so-called WrestleMania show. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. To me, well, they didn't film anything. I think that's the other problem. Is for some of these shows, they don't film right after. It's not like with when we had Crown Jewel and the Monday. Okay, you have Monday Night Raw. I hope eventually.
Go ahead.
I hope eventually we get to that point, and I hope we get to that point where it's we have Bound for Glory. Next Thursday they'll be live from here. Okay, good. That's where I hope we're heading to. But again, who knows right now?
That's the thing I think they struggle with is the fact that they don't do these shows, especially coming off the biggest show that you've been promoting for so many years, so many memories. But I just don't get it. And if you want to be the number 2 promotion, which WWE is actually going for this, it's just not going to work.
I look at it this way. It's going to be very interesting to see. I know there's been talks about a TV deal eventually. But again, we'll see when it happens. Honestly, I think Carlos Silva has really come in and has changed the culture of that locker room. And mind you, he had no experience in wrestling. But I mean, look at what TNA is bringing in attendance wise. In 1 year they broke the record for the biggest attendance for Slammiversary and the biggest attendance for Bound for Glory.
And that's not a promoter there. That's a businessman, and that's what Carlos Silva is. And hey, man, kudos. You don't need to know wrestling. You just need to know numbers and business and relationships.
No, I completely agree. But I would go a step further. We mentioned this last week. Their next pay-per-view or event, whatever you want to call it, is from Full Sail University.
I wonder what surprises we're going to get.
5 years ago, when Pepe Le Pew was running the company.
Pepe Le Pew.
You didn't see the picture of Vince recently?
Yeah, I seen it. He has a little gray. Yeah,
I call him Pepe Le Pew. We never would have seen another company running in a WWE building.
Never. We never would have seen any of this.
And I'm going to leave it with this. Obviously, we know Cena's retiring the end of this year. We know at Wrestle Kingdom, it's Tanahashi's last match. Do you know who supposedly Tanahashi wants to be the one to retire him?
Nakamura?
Which is going to make things very interesting for one reason. Who does New Japan currently work with?
AEW,
And who doesn't like AEW?
WWE.
It's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out.
Do you think they'll let him do it?
I think WWE would let him do it in a heartbeat.
Okay, but how about Tony Khan? Just for the fact that it's Tanahashi's retirement, do you think they'll let him do it?
I don't know. I think if I'm New Japan, I turn around to Tony and say, look, I know we have this partnership, but this is the ace. This is his final show.
You know, I think you should let him do it.
I would in a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice about it.
Because that might change the dynamic of the relationship. It might just be a step forward instead of a step backwards.
I got it. Here's how you can make it. Here's how you can make it very simple. And again, guys, this is just me having a little bit of fun here. In Survivor Series, a couple of years from now, have Team Tony Khan take on Team Nick Khan. The winner keeps the Khan name.
Even though they're both Khans.
Yeah, exactly.
Might work.
Hey, it could work. But Jay, great show tonight as always.
Oh yeah.
Next week we got a lot of stuff coming up. We hopefully will have a full crew next week, because not only are we going to finally do our top 10 list that we have been promoted for the last number of weeks, we're also going to put another list out there.
Ooh.
It is Halloween week. And this one's not going to be top 10. Top 5. You see, guys, look. You see my hand. Top 5. Halloween costumes. Wrestling themed.
Gotcha. I already know.
Fun. But guys, again, we're going to get out of here now. Phenomenal show as always. I want to thank David, everybody who commented tonight in the comment section.
Thank you. You
can catch Around the Ropes. We'll be live this Saturday from the little building called the 2300 Arena. You might have heard of it.
Might have.
Might have been some Extreme Wrestling back in the day in that building. But guys, yes, we will be live this coming Saturday from the 2300 Arena. Start time of 3 p.m. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know who Tim's going to give me for the show. I have no idea.
You got to wait and see.
You got to wait and see. And then we will have all of your fallout from Battleground. We'll have all your fallout from SmackDown. And so much more. And then, guys, guess what? Next week, we'll get you guys ready for Battle of the Borough 2.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to try something. I'm not going to reveal it on air. But I'm going to try for a confrontation next week. You got to wait and see. But I will tell you this much. Get your popcorn ready.
Oh, it's going to be a fun show next week.
Absolutely. But guys, for Jay, I'm John. This has been the Around the Ropes radio show. In the words of Billy Joel, I've said hellos and goodbyes. Unfortunately, guys, it is time for us to say goodbye for this evening. But don't worry. We're back here live this Saturday from the 2300 Arena down in Philadelphia. So you're not going to want to miss it. Guys, again, we're out of here. Catch you guys next time.